Sid Udy is guilty of abusing a squirrel. Yes, it's true. One of the stranger wrestling rumors out there is that during his run in WCW in the early 90s, Sid Vicious, or Sid Udy, used to carry a squirrel with him on the road. Squirrels don't really make good pets, but that's beside the point. What needs to be known, though, assuming that it's true, is that one time, a bunch of the other wrestlers dared Sid Udy to put the squirrel down his pants and hold him inside for a minute. Sid accepted the challenge. Less than a minute later, Psycho Sid was writhing in agony because the squirrel viciously bit his penis, causing Softball Sid to fall to the floor in pain, and actually kill the squirrel by crushing the poor animal. Like I said, this is a wrestling rumor that, to this day, remains unverified. To be fair, the part about Sid putting a squirrel down his pants and getting stitches in his dick for being so fucking stupid is pretty funny. If the squirrel didn't get hurt, it'd be okay to leave it at that. But an animal might have been killed as a result of this, so it's fair to want to know more about what happened. To my knowledge, Sid Udy has never said on camera what happened. I don't know if he's even been asked about this. I'm sure he wishes nobody knew about it, but that's beside the point. It would be great if it were just a made-up story. If it is, Sid Udy should tell people that because, again, if it's true, it means an animal was abused and killed. I think it's kind of ironic that WWE had to change its name from the World Wrestling Federation to World Wrestling Federation Entertainment in 2002 because the World Wildlife Fund, which went by the same initials, won a court victory in Great Britain, and Vince McMahon was forced to change the name of the company. It's ironic because this alleged animal abuse took place when Sid Udy was working in World Championship Wrestling. If a squirrel was killed in a WCW locker room, I would think that the World Wildlife Fund and PETA would be much more alarmed by that than over a wrestling company having the same initials as an animal rights group. Finally, Sid Udy is no squirrely amateur either. He should have known better than to take a dare from the other wrestlers like he did. Presumably, somebody from West Memphis, Arkansas, as Sid has always been billed from, would be an animal lover. Why would Sid have kept the squirrel as a pet in the first place, if he didn't care about the animal's well-being? Given that, it's a mystery why Sid would have taken a dare like this. It's probably another case of wrestlers succumbing to locker room pressure from the boys. Wrestlers will do anything to gain acceptance from their peers in a business where who you know and how well you're liked means far more than your actual wrestling ability ever could. If this is true, Sid Udy was willing to kill a squirrel in order to make it in the business. Was it worth a program with Vader and British Bulldog and 2 heavyweight title runs in mid-90s WWF? I guess only Sid Udy could answer that. So, I'm wondering if anybody out there besides Sid Udy himself knows more details on this, or if it's been debunked by any of the wrestlers alleged to have witnessed this. If you don't know it, some breeds of squirrels can live up to 20 years if they're healthy. Most likely, Sid Udy's squirrel would be dead by now either way. If Sid hadn't killed his squirrel after it bit his penis, though, that squirrel might have lived up until just a few years ago. So much wasted potential because of a stupid dare from some wrestlers who probably didn't even make it in the wrestling business. So, I dedicate this essay to the memory of Sid Udy's dick-biting squirrel. You deserved better nuts than Sid Udy's.